part of the Silver Jubilee celebrations of the Asian Fisheries Society Indian branch, which has its headquarters at College of Fisheries, Mangalore, it has organized a global symposium on eradicating hunger and malnutrition, opportunities and challenges. There are more than 400 delegates who are taking part in this symposium. Among them, one of the honored invitee is Dr. S. Damroy, who is the director of Central Agricultural Research Institute, Port Blair, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Dr. Damroy is incidentally an old student of College of Fisheries, Mangalore. He has done his BFSc and master's degree over here, and he is very much familiar to Mangalore people, and he knows the local culture. As a student, he was a very good artist and a scientist. Well, friends, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Damroy. Dr. Damroy, as I know, before also you have worked in Andaman and Nicobar Islands as an avid scientist interested in spreading the research activities across the islands and increase fish production. People were hesitant to go to Andaman and Nicobar Islands, but you took it as a challenge and straight away accepted the assignment. Earlier also, and now as the director of Central Agricultural Research Institute. Can you please tell us what are the objectives of your institute and the mandate, and how you are going to achieve these objectives in the years to come after taking over as director?
You see, Dr. Shivaprakash, the Central Agricultural Research Institute, Port Blair, situated at Andaman and Nicobar Island and precisely at Port Blair, has got a mandate to address the agricultural situation of Andaman and Nicobar Island, and more particularly so of agricultural plantation-based cropping system, horticulture, fisheries and animal husbandry. So this is a multidisciplinary organization which has been completed around 3.5 decades, starting from the year of 1978, and it was a amalgamation of various research centers like CFRI, IBRI, IARI and Northeastern Hill Complex. So it is actually addressing the situation of the Andaman and Nicobar Island, and we are particularly addressing the research aspect as well as extension. In the research aspect, we are developing different technologies in order to give a livelihood to the farmers, fishermen and all concerned, entrepreneurs and all concerned. This is, and we are making the technologies tailor-made for the islanders and addressing the situation.
Well, on fish production front, which are the aquacultural programs that you have envisaged to bring about increased fish production?
Fortunately, Andaman Nicobar Island, as you can envisage, is actually surrounded by the sea, and sea resources is one of the major resources of Andaman Nicobar Island, having around 2,000 kilometers coastline, almost 1/4 of the coastline of mainland India. So there is a vast scope for these fisheries, particularly the capture fisheries, and there actually the fishermen have been settled from the mainland, and they go around 6 nautical miles for fishing with traditional boats and gears. And we are also fortunate to have brackish water area, particularly the area has been increased after the recent tsunami that has struck Andaman Nicobar Island in the year 2004. And because of the mega earthquake, the land has gone down by 1.25 meter, and subsequently seawater has ingressed in the paddy field. So the scope of fisheries has increased, And we are advocating for shrimp culture in such areas, and in the deeper waters we can culture the fishes in the cages. And another interesting part of it is that in Andaman Nicobar Island, actually the settlers are from either from Bengal, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh and all. And they have a very much liking to have backyard pond, and they culture the mesocarps in those ponds. So this is another area where, you know, although it is an island, the freshwater culture is also very important. And hence we actually, for last 3 decades, imparted the technology like the breeding of the carps, raising of the seedlings, as well as breeding of giant freshwater prawn, and how to do the composite fish culture, etc. So that is the point in terms of freshwater aquaculture. In case of brackish-water aquaculture, we have introduced tiger prawn, banana prawn, and then sea bass, as well as the culture of mud crab, which is also very important. Mud crab culture we have introduced, and the fishermen as well as fisherwomen also, they are taking this. And also in case of the marine fisheries, you know, there is a vast scope for value-added product, particularly for the women. Today there was a talk of the gender issues. They actually, as you know, fisheries sector, actually many women are involved, fisherwomen are involved. And in Andaman and Nicobar Island, there are a lot of catch which can be actually, you know, because there is not much cold storage. So this can be actually processed either by salting, salt cubing, or in terms of pickles and various other wafers and various other products. So these are the issues.
Has Institute introduced any cage culture projects?
Yes, last 5 years back, actually we have in an experimental scale, we have done the cage culture in the protected base in a place called Minibay, where we have introduced this cage culture, and we have cultured a very important fish that is called grouper. So that was the initiative that has been taken. And you know, as you know, the cage, it cost a lot, but we have tried to breed in a local material and culture the fish in the cage. So that was the beginning. And now there are various agencies who are also getting involved in the cage culture.
We know that fish is supposed to be the cheapest source of animal protein. Over there in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, what is the level of poverty and the purchasing capacity of the locals in the present day market?
Actually, way back in 1990, we did a survey for the fishermen that are there in Andaman and Nicobar, spread over various places. You know, there is a what you call good income for the fishermen, but there are also people who are living in marginal level. But then the purchasing power of the fisher people are also quite okay, and there is no case of malnutrition or such thing there, because Andaman and Nicobar Island, by virtue of having coastal areas, people are very much in favor of consuming fishes, and I think the per capita consumption is also very high. And in terms of the farmers or the local people over there, actually, you know, they are economically very good position. Everybody is having agricultural field, and then some are on the government service and all. So that is not an issue. They have a good purchasing power, and whatever fish comes in the market, that gets sold. And of course, in case of the offshore fishing, we are not yet to develop like this fishing of the tuna, which is having around 65,000 ton potential. So that is one thing that we are looking into. And Andaman Nicobar administration has come with a tuna mission, which actually plan to harvest all this tuna and export to the neighboring countries. And another very important scope is there in the live groupers. You can export the live groupers, and you may be surprised to know that 1 kg of live grouper may cost around 900 rupees per kg. If you can supply it in the cages and transport it through the ship to the neighboring countries.
On the live condition.
Live condition. And another area that reminds me, actually, as you know, Andaman and Nicobar Island is very good in having a coral reefs. and they are the repository of colorful fishes, which are actually can be good ornamental fishes for the sea aquarium, where you can have these ornamental fishes. But we are also trying to do this captive breeding of the ornamental fishes, like your sea anemone fish and other dams and fishes. So that technology also has been developed by Central Agricultural Research Institute over there, and we are trying to disseminate this technology to the end user. And we have actually brought out one module in which actually all the technology has been listed out for they can take it from the financial agencies and go on.
Thank you, Dr. Damroy, for giving a glimpse of various programs that you have in your mind, and also the scope that exists in increasing fish production through different forms of fisheries. And we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.